Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health TV and radio show. I'm your host, Sarah Banta. I'm a health coach, natural supplement expert, and a busy mom of three. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so you're notified every week with my new podcasts on Mondays and Tuesdays. And if you haven't already, join my free group coaching on Telegram with the link below. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health, and you will be a part of a like-minded group to support you on your journey in addition to truly taking control of your health. My goal is to reach everyone on earth with eyes to see and ears to hear my message of healing, so please help me with that goal. Share this podcast with a few of your friends who may need my help. Today, we are talking about exploring supplements and innovative health devices for chronic pain. Do you have chronic pain? This is something that is affecting millions of people worldwide. But let's first talk about what the difference is between chronic pain and acute pain. So acute pain serves as a protective mechanism. It arises suddenly, you broke a bone, twisted an ankle, a burn, all examples of acute pain. In fact, my mom, who's 80 years old, fell off a horse last week and fractured her pelvis and bruised or maybe even fractured her rib. She is in severe pain. So that is acute pain. And what we do going forward on how to treat her and get her out of that pain is going to determine whether that acute pain is then going to stay as chronic pain. But chronic pain persists over a long period of time, lasts longer than 3 months, and there's many different factors that can be involved. But what's so interesting is that in a 2019 neurology study found that people in the United States are developing new cases of chronic pain at higher rates than ever. 52 new cases of chronic pain per 1,000 person years versus high blood pressure is having only 45 new cases per 1,000 each year. So in other words, more people are being diagnosed with chronic pain than high blood pressure and even depression and diabetes. So what is causing this chronic pain and why so many more new cases? Well, first, let's look at the physical factors that can cause chronic pain. Number one, nerve damage. And this is pretty self-explanatory and obvious. Nerves play a vital role in transmitting pain signals to the brain. So neuropathy, nerve entrapment, damage resulting from injuries or surgery can all lead to chronic pain. Scar tissue. So this is something most of you don't think about. Whether the scar tissue is internal or external, it blocks energy flow of electrons, pulls on the connective tissue, which then pulls on the 33 vertebra of the spine and the 22 cranial plates. And then as a result, the pain can increase chronically. The scar tissue is not only positively charged. We think about positive charges from toxins, pathogens, parasites, but the pain arises when the axons cannot fire continuously. In other words, the blocked energy flow causes disease and chronic pain. Third, a dirty liver. I always love talking about my liver. The parasympathetic nervous system is directly connected to the liver, which means that if the liver's backed up, the parasympathetic system suffers and registered pain actually worsens. So the same pain feels worse with a dirty liver than with a clean liver. So cleaning that liver helps with the chronic pain significantly. Inflammation. So inflammation is needed for survival. It's good, right? In an acute situation. But inflammatory disorders like rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia can all trigger chronic pain by affecting joints, muscles, and other tissues. Then you can also have structural abnormalities in the musculoskeletal system, such as a herniated disc, spinal stenosis, misalignments. That's why it's important to get body work done. Find your person who can do the body work, whether it's a chiropractor or what I use is a neurocranial restructuring therapy, which has been really helpful for me. But structural abnormalities can cause that chronic pain as well. And then also chronic illness. So cancer, multiple sclerosis, Lyme disease, they can all cause chronic pain as a consequence of their effect on the body. Now, that's physical. But then there's psychological factors that can make chronic pain worse. And a lot of people will say, okay, that stressful environment, the divorce, the death of my parent, whatever it is, can make that pain worse or better. And it's really interesting how the body and the mind, the spiritual mind and body and emotions are all connected, right? So chronic pain can be difficult to diagnose because it can be caused by multiple factors, inflammation, joints, nerves, but then you can also have those stressful psychological factors, emotional stress, such as anxiety, depression, that can intensify and prolong the experience of pain. The relationship between your emotional well-being and pain perception is complex, and it's bidirectional, right? So the pain's causing anxiety or depression because you don't know when you're going to get out of pain, but that depression is making that pain worse. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? That's something to look at. Trauma and PTSD. So individuals who have experienced physical or emotional trauma, such as an accident or abuse, may develop chronic pain as a result and have that PTSD disorder. So that's something to address. Central sensitization. Prolonged pain can lead to alterations in the central nervous system, resulting in an amplification of pain signals. This phenomenon can contribute to the persistence of chronic pain. So that is something to consider. And then catastrophic thinking. So the negative thought patterns and the catastrophic thinking, where individuals magnify the severity of their pain and anticipate negative outcomes, can exacerbate their chronic pain. You know, when I talk to my kids, get out of the victim mindset. No one cares that you're a victim. You've got to get over it. And I always tell them, whether it's a physical challenge, mental challenge, spiritual challenge, emotional challenge, those challenges are to strengthen the muscles needed to get over something bigger in your future. Now, this is also includes these pains, right? How you overcome your pain psychologically and physically and emotionally is in preparation for something bigger in your life that's coming. I truly believe that. So on the opposite, if you are having negative thinking in relationship to your pain, that's only going to take you down a negative spiral and worsen the pain. So what are the lifestyle and environmental factors that could be making your chronic pain worse? A poor diet. Of course, many people eat a diet full of too much sugar, carbs, processed foods. These foods are highly acidic and inflammatory. Acidity causes the bones to leach out the important minerals like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and we need those minerals. And what happens is the acidity causes the bones to leach them out, and then it weakens the bones. And that acidity also causes an increase in inflammation and chronic pain symptoms. The most acidic foods leading to the worsening of chronic pain: soda, pork, conventionally raised beef, packaged and processed foods, coffee, but I'm okay with coffee, especially if it's organic, and GMO foods. So these are the foods that could be making your pain worse. And then you can also add in if you're having poor posture or you're sitting in a bad chair all day long, something that's hard on your neck or your back or your wrists, just being sedentary in general. So the lack of regular exercise can weaken your muscles, increase the stiffness, contribute to chronic pain. And then, of course, sleep disturbances. And I always say, it doesn't matter what you're eating, doesn't matter what supplements you're taking, what you're doing for workouts. If you're not sleeping, doesn't matter. Sleep is it, right? Sleep is the cornerstone of our health. And inadequate sleep, such as insomnia or other sleep disorders, can lower pain thresholds and worsen your chronic pain conditions. And then environmental factors such as extreme temperatures, humidity, pollution, those can all trigger or exacerbate chronic pain symptoms. That's why elderly people like to move to Florida or Palm Springs, because the heat is much more forgiving on their joint pain, where they don't want to be in the altitude, they don't want to be in the cold. So traditional medicines for chronic pain. So many doctors prescribe the painkillers like ibuprofen, or they use the stronger drugs like opioids. And there are over 200 medications available for people with chronic pain. Most of them are prescribed off-label. So because they're off-label, they may not have been studied as treatments for chronic pain in large trials, and you just don't know what you're getting yourself into. And they're also extremely addictive. They may cause drowsiness and sedation. And then these doctors also repurpose these antidepressants, anti-seizure medications, or drugs for abnormal heart rhythms for chronic pain as well. So what are you even taking your drug for? You don't even know, and you don't know the side effects. Some of the side effects that we know of, like from the nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, stomach irritation, heartburn, indigestion, stomach ulcers. And that's in addition to the processed foods that you are eating that are causing those issues. You also have an increase in risk of bleeding, particularly in individuals taking blood thinning medication, risk of kidney problems, especially with prolonged or high dose use, fluid retention and swelling. And if you've heard me talk about the spike protein, that's causing fluid retention and swelling on its own. So you've got multiple things. Now, swelling and fluid retention is actually going to make your pain worse in your joints, right? So there's this backfire effect. You also might have an allergic reaction to these as well. Then you've got the opioids, and those can cause nausea, vomiting, constipation, drowsiness, confusion, just cognitive impairment in general, respiratory depression or slowed breathing, especially with a higher dose. And then you can also become very physically dependent or addicted. And then you've got the steroids, which can increase appetite and weight gain, adrenal fatigue. They literally are zapping your adrenals. Mood changes, irritability, increased risk of infection, weakening of the bones, especially with long-term use, and increase in blood sugar levels. And so many people already have insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes. So this is only going to make it worse without eating another morsel of chocolate. So chronic pain, definitely complex. So what do we do to stop the chronic pain? So I wanted to give you all the bad news. And I personally have had chronic pain, right? I was pregnant 23 weeks along, was having intestinal spasms, thinking that I was going into labor at 23 weeks. Thank God the baby was fine and I wasn't. But that pain was worse than any labor and delivery I ever went through with all three of my kids. And what they gave me a narcotic. Here I am, so stupid, not knowing what I was doing, taking a narcotic when I was 23 weeks pregnant. Are you kidding me? I then have to, I have the normal joint issues and things that I'm overcoming as I'm getting older. And right now I'm sitting here at 47 years old. I do work out on a daily basis, and I work at it, and I use an infrared sauna, which is great for pain, but I manage any issue. And anytime I have pain, I go right to it and I take care of it. And I'm sitting here pain-free. I'm able to run. I'm able to do any exercise I want to do. And I truly believe it's because of the supplements, the diet, and the protocols that I'm going to discuss now. And I do all of this. Okay, so number one, when I put these in order of priority, I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I want you to say, okay, I can do 3 things. Tell me 3 things. Well, take the top 3 things that I'm going to discuss in order right now. So number one is Accelerdyne iodine, and it helps with chronic pain in multiple ways. It's extremely anti-inflammatory. It induces apoptosis, which means it destroys diseased and damaged cells that are causing the chronic pain. It induces DNA repair and helps heal at the point of the chronic pain. It helps clean the blood so the liver can do its job, detoxing the toxins that cause the acidity and the inflammation that leads to your chronic pain. And it supplies your needed iodine for the thyroid hormones, T3 and T4, to support metabolism and thyroid health. And it's known that a sluggish thyroid is connected to a lack of circulation and worsened inflammation and what we call extracellular water or inflammation, right? We want that intracellular hydration, not the extracellular hydration. Well, that's inflammation. So the iodine this does all of that, all of what I just said. And it seems like in the last 3 years, with everything that's been going on, the amount of pain has increased significantly. So what else is awesome? In addition to taking the Accelerdyne orally, like I tell you, you're doing it for your thyroid health, for your hair, for immune system, for the inflammation throughout the body, and for your chronic pain, is you take the Accelerdyne and you take the accelerated castor oil. This mixture, which you can find these two on my website, acceleratedhealthproducts.com, and you take what's called a gua sha tool. So you mix about 2 tablespoons of the accelerated castor oil, about 20 to 30 drops of Accelerdyne. You just make it a nice medium brown color. You use the gua sha tool over the site of pain. So let's just use this. And you go in, you rub the mixture on your skin. Then you use the gua sha tool using vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. You don't ever want to go in circles. Okay, so the castor oil is antiseptic. It's a solvent and it's a carrier of the Accelerdyne iodine, while the iodine induces either the DNA repair, or in the case of the cells being too damaged, healthy apoptosis occurs in order to repair the traumatized or sick cells. So the Accelerdyne prevents pain associated with the micro trauma induced through the gua sha massage. Now, as you're doing it, you have to also remember, if you're doing it over scar tissue, because scars are where parasites love to hide out. I've got some big scars from my childhood right here. And that's where the parasites love to hide. So when I first did this with the gua sha tool, it was actually a little bit painful because the scar tissue is still painful. I wish you guys could see it, but there's no scar left after doing this. So the scar was from when I was 10 years old. I started doing this mixture in the gua sha tool just this last year, and the scar's gone. But what was interesting is when I first did it, I had this breakout for 24 hours coming out of my skin. And it was the parasites. And why? Because I stirred up their little nest in there. And the best way for your body to detox is through your largest organ, which is the skin. So they wanted to come out. And it was all gone within 24 hours. So it wasn't like it was a breakout and it was a new breakout. It was these parasites that wanted to come out and get killed off because Iodine kills parasites. And it was happening right there and then. Now, as I'm rubbing over my skin right now, there's no pain. And there used to be pain when I was doing that. Now, if you do a mixture where it's too dark and it's not soaking into your skin and you're kind of freaking out because you've got to go out in public and you've got this brown iodine stain on you, just put more of the castor oil on and it will smooth it out and help it absorb really fast. I literally will do this mixture all over my face before I go into my sauna as kind of a facial, because the iodine is turning over the cells and making them younger with that apoptosis. And within 5-10 minutes, it's all gone because the castor oil is helping it soak in really quick, especially with the heat. So the acceleridine and the accelerated scalar castor oil, rub that mixture for your scar tissue pain or over any pain in your body. Accelerated thyroid. So hypothyroidism can lead to a higher risk of developing arthritis, fluid buildup in the joints, joint swelling, and chronic pain. And that's what I was talking about with the inflammation in the fluid, that the thyroid is really important to address. Most people now have hypothyroidism. The thyroid hormones affect also the rate of bone replacement. So your bone health is directly related to your thyroid. Accelerated thyroid not only helps support that pain reduction, optimal bone formation, and your arthritis, but it heals the thyroid naturally. It supports optimal metabolism. It reduces inflammation, detoxes the thyroid from radiation and heavy metals. It helps reverse the damage done to the thyroid, helps detox it. And this is also through the scalar frequencies that all of the accelerated health products have. It is really, it's helping to heal the thyroid, not just support it. Accelerated ancient salt. So this is something I carry in my little container with me everywhere I go because it tastes so good and I don't want to use other salts at restaurants, only mine. But what else is amazing about it? It's strongly negatively charged. Remember, those foreign pathogens and parasites are positively charged. It helps pull out the positively charged toxins, parasites, and undigested fats that cause inflammation and swelling in the body. But it also provides over 62 alkaline minerals to help support an anti-inflammatory environment and help combat all of the acidity that's in your blood. It helps increase the blood volume, improves circulation, and reduces the overall acidity. So the body is not leaching out the minerals from the bones. You're getting plenty of the minerals with the accelerated salt, so the bones can stay intact. And it's helping improve that circulation. It's helping that intracellular hydration. And this is also enhanced with scalar frequencies to help the body detox the inflammatory toxins and pathogens while providing you with the needed minerals and supporting that alkaline environment. Now, the accelerated keto. Why would this be important for your chronic pain? It's amazing. When people start doing my Ascent Diet Cleanse, they think they're doing it for weight loss. They think they might be doing it to cleanse their liver. Literally within a couple days, Sarah, this is really weird. My pain's gone. I didn't even know I had so much pain because I've just been living with it. Well, the accelerated keto is a big part of that, because when your body's in ketosis, which it triggers your body to be in ketosis within 30 minutes, it naturally helps reduce the pain by reducing oxidative stress and inflammation. The ketones as an energy source produce less waste in the body than glucose, and that waste from the glucose or sugar contributes to inflammation and chronic pain. It provides the physical and mental energy to combat the sedentary lifestyle and the depression associated with the chronic pain, and it gets you moving because you've got all this ATP and cellular energy that you're wanting to go use and go exercise and move the body, which is helpful with chronic pain. It suppresses the cravings for sugar, carbs, and processed foods, which are extremely acidic and inflammatory to the body, and it cleans the liver daily and supports that optimal detoxification of the toxins that contribute to chronic pain. And it also helps lower uric acid, fatty liver, and insulin resistance. So uric acid, people connect that with gout, and gout is associated with fructose and processed foods, but it's also associated with oxalates, which we're going to talk about in a minute, that can cause that joint pain and the arthritis. So the accelerated keto helps lower the uric acid that's worsening the chronic pain. The liquid biocell collagen. This is new to my website and it is flying off the shelf. I cannot keep it in stock. And there's a reason. After the age of 30, the body loses collagen. And in bones, collagen represents more than 90% of the organic matrix. It's needed to help manage inflammation and improve the lubrication in the joints and the bones. It's also needed for your eyesight. Did you know that? I believe it's about 80% of your eyes is made up of collagen. Well, many collagen supplements have a suboptimal absorption. I've tried them all, and they could actually be causing inflammation in the gut, leading to even more malabsorption. The liquid biocell collagen synergistically supports the joints, the bones, the skin through replenishing the hydrolyzed collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate in one matrix. So it essentially goes in your body, and your body says, oh, I recognize exactly what that is, and I'm going to use it. So it's highly bioavailable, unlike most other collagens out there. It's the only liquid nutraceutical to offer a clinically tested, multi-patented form of collagen. When I was in my car accident, my eye hit the steering wheel. I was rear-ended at 50 miles an hour. I was down. I had a scar down to the bone. So I needed 4 layers of stitches. I have the pictures before and after on my social media and on my website. And all I had at that point was my accelerated silver to make sure there was no bacteria or infection that was going to happen, and the collagen. I drank them like they were water for a week, and literally the before and after in 1 week was phenomenal. As a woman, you would think that I'm extremely self-conscious about a scar on my face. I don't even think about it because I don't even see it in my close-up mirror because of the healing from the collagen. The doctor, when I went back a couple days after he did 4 layers of stitches in my eye, he goes, God, I can't believe how well this is healing. Thank God we had the antibiotic that I gave you. Never used it. Only used the silver and the collagen. Okay, so next, the leaky gut bundle. Why? Because chronic pain can be linked to nutrient malabsorption and inflammation stemming from the gut. It's all about the gut, you guys. The leaky gut bundle has the megaspore, the megapre, and the megamucosa. If you missed my interview with Karan Krishnan from last week, make sure you go back and listen to it. And he talks about the leaky gut bundle and all of the benefits, not just for chronic pain, but it is necessary to heal that gut and to help with the chronic pain because good bacteria, the leaky gut bundle provides the necessary good bacteria, provides the healthy environment for the microbiome to flourish in the way it's supposed to. It's not a probiotic, they're spores. And these spores have brains, and these spores with brains go down into the gut where they need to be, and they actually look around and go, I need more of this, I need more of that, I don't need any of that. Whereas probiotics can just like flood your gut with the wrong bacteria that you don't need. So really important to make sure your gut's intact. And the accelerated silver, this is my flagship product for a reason. It's the only alkaline colloidal silver solution that helps devitalize all the foreign pathogens that may be contributing to your pain. It reduces inflammation, improves circulation, and of course, it's enhanced with the healing scalar frequencies and put through a water implosion process to improve its efficacy and help energize the life force, or the qi, as we talk about in Chinese medicine, in the body. So that's helping with circulation. That's just helping your energy of your cells. Okay, so those scalar frequencies are taking shock out of your body. It's going to help with your mental state and your physical state as well through those scalar frequencies. And I'm going into that more in the next couple months. I will be talking more about the scalar frequencies and what that means. So it literally is like an info nutraceutical, where it's carrying information on these frequencies into the body and telling the supplement what to do and energizing you at the cellular level. The accelerated scalar copper. Now, this is tastes just like water, just like the silver, but it helps reduce chronic pain in a few different ways. It's needed to prevent osteoporosis. The copper-dependent enzyme plays a role in the bone formation. Copper plays an important role in collagen formation, so that liquid biocell collagen and copper go really well together. Copper is needed to reduce fructose and uric acid, which worsen your chronic pain. And it helps move the iron, or helps the iron move in the body where it needs to go. It's the hidden key that unlocks the door to get the iron that's already in your body, say you're anemic, to get that iron to go where it needs to go, instead of creating rust and oxidative stress in the wrong areas of the body. So that iron could be in your body, it's just not in the right places, and it could be causing oxidative stress and rust. Copper also helps improve connective tissues. It is used to produce hemoglobin, collagen, myelin, and melanin. If the connective tissues are suffering, of course, the chronic pain is only going to be worse. Then it also helps reduce the bad cholesterol, which could be inhibiting the liver detoxification and function, leading to worsened pain. So the accelerated scalar copper is the only copper supplement that is 99% bioavailable, and it is enhanced again with the scalar frequencies to enhance the efficacy and the healing. Now, I mentioned your liver. And your liver is important for everything, right? It's important for your metabolism, for your thyroid, for your hair growth, for your fat breakdown, your protein breakdown. Well, it's also closely related to the body's stress response and the parasympathetic system. If the liver's backed up, it won't be able to detox the acidic toxins and the heavy metals that contribute to the chronic pain. And that's why I put together the liver flush cleanse, softens the liver stones and preps them to release those stones out of the body and in the toilet. And as a result, the detoxification, the inflammation, the fat burning, and the metabolic rate improve, and the chronic pain starts to diminish. And it's also going to help lower your AST and ALT liver enzyme count, so your doctor's going to be happy. Helps reverse that fatty liver and insulin resistance, which are responsible for elevated chronic pain. And it helps eliminate thousands of toxins and pollutants in the body, reduces uric acid that leads to the gout, arthritic pain, and it helps flush out the cholesterol deposits. So those are the supplements, but now your diet, your lifestyle, you gotta stop eating the processed foods. Okay, the processed foods are extremely inflammatory. They worsen chronic pain, and they increase uric acid, insulin resistance, fatty liver. They also cause leaky gut, malnutrition, extreme acidity in the body, and that acidity is going to make things so much worse. The added fructose in the processed foods also are just converted directly into fat. You're not even getting the benefit of getting any energy out of it. Fructose lowers ATP. It actually steals energy from you and increases uric acid. So this is all going to worsen your chronic pain. And the fructose and the seed oils put the body into a pro-inflammatory state, worsening this whole process. The processed foods are also absent of the fiber, and that helps move the toxins out of the blood, in addition to causing a steep rise in blood sugar, worsening your pain. And they're designed to be hyperpalatable and addictive, creating cravings for more of the processed foods. So once you start eating them, you're just going to want to continue eating them and overeating, which is extremely inflammatory on its own. When you overeat any kind of food, it's inflammatory. You want to prioritize eating wild animal protein. This is what is going to provide the needed nutrients, the amino acids to support protein synthesis, lean muscle tissue, collagen production, and these proteins are anti-inflammatory, helping the healing of any injury causing pain. With my mom, I told her, I said, I'm shipping you wild animal protein. You've got to focus on eating it at least 2 times a day, at least 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. You need more as you get older, not less, because your absorption of protein goes down as you age. So when you have pain and you're healing, you need those amino acids to heal the tissues, the bones, and the muscles. You want to stop eating the oxalates. The oxalates cause chronic pain. They steal minerals that the body needs. They cause malnutrition. They will cause the body to become acidic and pro-inflammatory. The oxalates interfere with normal connective tissue maintenance and repair, leading to unstable joints and scarring. Now, I'm talking about spinach and almonds and other nuts. These are the healthy foods, right? They're backfiring and causing connective tissue issues. They tend to inhibit recovery from injury and perpetuate the inflammation. As a result, your gout, rheumatoid arthritis, stiffness, soreness, swelling, instability, and tendonitis are all going to worsen. The oxalates can lead to osteoporosis, weak or broken bones, cracked teeth. The calcium attracts oxalates, and then the oxalates accumulate in bones and teeth, replacing normal tissue. So it's a bad combination. You want to stay away from those oxalates. And the sulfur foods. So the sulfur foods are the cauliflower, the broccoli, the cabbage. These are all in these healthy foods, medications and supplements. But what they can do is they can back up the liver and block the detoxification pathways. So what happens then? You're going to have inflammation, arthritis, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, even mental illness. So the other foods besides the cruciferous vegetables, egg yolks, onions, garlic. Now, am I saying never eat these foods? No. But if you're having chronic pain and you've done everything else, you might want to look at some of these foods. Incorporate intermittent fasting. This allows the systemic inflammation to be reduced and autophagy to be triggered. And when you have autophagy in your body's cleaning up the damaged and inflammatory cells, repairing wounds, relieving that chronic pain. Essentially, your body's saying, okay, I'm not digesting food. Let's go to work. Let's heal the body. That's why you don't want to be eating all day long, because if you're digesting food all day, it doesn't have time to heal the body. Furthermore, leaky gut begins to heal, and the absorption of all the nutrition, including the minerals for the bones and joint health, is improved. So when the body's in ketosis with the help of the accelerated keto, combined with the intermittent fasting, it maintains the muscle mass and bone mass, which is necessary for pain management as well. You, of course, want to minimize stress. Stress causes the acidity and inflammation in the body to increase significantly. And as a result, calcium further leaches from the bones to compensate for the lower pH in the blood. And the bones will suffer while the body's becoming inflamed. And then, of course, the pain gets worse. Lack of strength training. So you want to focus on strength training. It's essential to maintain loose ligaments and joints, strong muscles, and good flexibility. Without these elements, the chronic pain is going to worsen. And what's the problem is you're in pain, so you don't want to work out, you don't work out. that's going to worsen your pain. So you've got to kind of push past that pain as long as it's not going to injure you. And this is something that I'm talking to my mom about, is like, you've got to push past that pain threshold and not get sedentary and get scared of the pain. You got to push through it and do all of the other things to quicken the healing, because that sedentary lifestyle and the lack of strength training is only going to make the pain worse. Too much cardio exercise can make the blood very acidic, extracting calcium from the bones, increases in sweat, leading to the body sweating out more minerals, and that's going to worsen your pain. You can, lastly, on top of everything else, you can use the stem cell activation patches. These are patches that I wear on a daily basis, different ones for different purposes. The X39 patch incorporates the phototherapy to activate the body's own stem cells. So if you've got pain from an injury, you are going to heal a lot slower at the age of 80 than you are at 20. So X39 patch reverses your age, essentially, helps reset over 4,000 genes, protects the existing mitochondria, produces more ATP, but it's going to reduce the inflammation and help your body do its own repair and recover from chronic pain. The Eon patch is known as the anti-inflammatory patch that also lowers stress levels, calms the brain, and balances that parasympathetic nervous system that we've been talking about, activates antioxidant and anti-inflammatory mechanisms. So those two, I like to put them right next to each other. If there's a point of pain, if I have an injury like in my shoulder or something, I'll put them together right there. If it's overall systemic inflammation, I'll put the X39 behind my neck and the Eon below my belly button. You can also use the LifeWave patch. This is designed to reduce pain immediately and sedate excessive energy, reduce inflammation. It helps with tension, pulled nerves, muscles, osteoarthritis, and stiffness. I really like going straight for the X39 and the Eon and get more I get a short-term and a long-term benefit from that. Now, with some of the health technologies to alleviate chronic pain, the biocharger, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It can assist the body's own natural healing abilities, reduce chronic pain through 4 natural energies, including PEMF, light, frequency, harmonics, and voltage. All of those, and this is on my website. You can look it up, the biocharger. It is a system that I use on a daily basis for inflammation, for pain, but just overall wellness, for energy, for killing viruses, for helping align my chakras. The potential of the biocharger are endless. So if it's in your budget, there's nothing second to that. The second technology is far away from the biocharger. Now, the AMP coil is a much more affordable device. It does the same thing. It's an at-home PEMF and sound therapy system. What I love about this one is it has a biofeedback. So you can actually scan your voice and it will give you some recommendations on what your body's asking for. It has an electromagnetic coil to harmonize, balance, and support the body's healing. It reduces inflammation and chronic pain. You can also look into the Beamer, and we're going to have Heather Hineker on next week talking about the Beamer. But that was something that the day my mom got into her accident, I bought her a Beamer and put her on it. And what's so great about it is she just lays on it and presses a button. Super easy for anyone to use, doesn't make any noise, and it's really user-friendly. And we'll get into that more with Heather Hineker. It helps with the circulation in the little capillaries of your body. That there's 80% of your blood circulation is in those little capillaries, away from the veins and the arteries, and no one's bringing attention to that. So that's where the Beamer can come in. So I hope this was helpful. I know so many of you are suffering from chronic pain. I have to tell you, my mom doesn't have a weight issue. So she doesn't necessarily eat the way I want her to eat. But when this accident happened, I sat her down and I said, are you ready to listen to me? And she said yes. And she's following my diet at least 80%. She's doing the supplements that we're talking about. She's doing the Beamer. And I have a checklist for her to do all of these things on a daily basis. And the pain's going away. But what she said to me, she goes, Sarah, it's really interesting. Ever since my accident, my brain fog's gone. And I started laughing because brain fog is from inflammation in the brain, right? And the acceleridine iodine and the lack of the processed foods was reducing her brain inflammation and her brain fog. So there you go. If my 80-year-old mom can do it, you can do it. Thanks for joining me here today. If I can help you with your health issues, you can contact me directly through the website, sarahbantahealth.com. Happy to put together a protocol for you. Join my free group coaching with the Telegram link below. There's no downside. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health, and you will be a part of an amazing community that's going to support you on your journey, in addition to truly taking control of your health. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, under Accelerated Health Products, and find this episode and all of my podcasts on over 100 channels under Accelerated Health TV and Radio Show. My goal, as I mentioned before, is to reach everyone on earth with eyes to see and ears to hear my message of healing. So please help me with that goal and share this podcast with a few of your friends who may need my help. And join us every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific. And you can find all of the supplements and the information I talked about on my website, sarahbantahealth.com, and use coupon WELCOME10 for 10% off site-wide. Thanks again for joining us here, and have a great week.